everybody, it is Jenny with Kupakai Art. I am going to try another WIP in chat this morning. So I'm going to see if I can work a little bit longer on this as I hit my drills, my roller cart with my drills. I'm on the far corner here, so I'm kind of inching to my tight spot. I am working on the one with the diamond art. This is called Galactic Menace. You can't really see the picture, but it's basically Stitch with a lightsaber. I'm doing it for my husband. I had tried to do a kit for him that I won't mention companies, not going to do that, but it was a square with a company I've done many round kits with, and it did not go well. It was not DAC, by the way, but it did not go well. It was like a guitar with piano key, and it was just a disaster. I actually ended up completely throwing that kit away this weekend. I just had had enough, and the kitting up container I had, I am gifting to my mom so that maybe she can try diamond painting. Unfortunately, my mom does have brain cancer. She's been with us much longer than anticipated, but it is still active. And so don't know how long I will have my mom. So if she wants to diamond paint with me, I am all for it. So I'm going to work a little bit here, see what I can babble about with you guys. I do not have my light on, so hopefully the lighting is okay. But I'm in this corner, and it's really hard to see my symbols, and I didn't want to put a light pad on and light directly up. And sometimes a light pad gives me a headache. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes a light pad can give me a bit of a headache. The pen I'm using is a pen that was given to me by Ditzy Diamond Den. She had it. And our favorite leading man is right here, Mr. Dean Winchester. So yeah, very fun. And the putty I'm using inside of it is Tracy's DP World. And then this is, I will never pronounce this right. I need to talk to Melanie Hebert, which I'm learning to say her name, to find out how on earth I pronounce the artist's name that does this. It's a French company. So I've had this pen for a while. I have Nebula Artistry putty in the metal tip, and I have Black Dahlia in the multi-placer on this one. So I kind of float around whatever hits my needs at the moment. I'm using my YellowDog. So I think that's pretty much what's going on with this kit right now. Holding out my review on this kit till the end. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed with the rendering, and I know it's around, but we're gonna work through it. I'm gonna finish it for my husband. He's loving it so far, and it does look better from a distance than it does up close. So my hope is that continues. I have a feeling I will have some reworking in my future with, like, you can't tell it's his toes. The green, my husband's like, the green is like, it's glowing everywhere, so it should fade into and kind of be everywhere. I'm like, yeah, but should be able to define his toes. So things like that are bugging me about this one. But okay, that's a whole nother video on a whole other day. So let's see. Today, we had some storms yesterday. We need the rain. I'm in Georgia. We need the rain so bad, y'all. I mean, so bad. So it was great to get some rain yesterday. And let's see. I don't like the thunder because the dog goes bananas. I was in Shay's live yesterday. And Indy was in my craft room with me. I was trying to keep her calm because I have a bed in here with me. And sometimes that will keep her calm. She'll just chill out on the bed. She may shake a little bit. I'd given her anxiety meds. Thought maybe she'd settle in, and then we had a really loud clap of thunder, and she was not having it. So I had to jump off of Shay's live and hold my baby. That's what she wants when she's uncomfortable. She wants mommy to hold her. So, of course, I comply. It's the baby. So, maybe that's what I talk about today is Indiana. That is our dog's name. So, Indiana was a rescue. She had a hard start. I don't know how her original owners got her. I do, however, know that she was surrendered. Oops. She was surrendered by her owners, and they just listed due to temperament. And of course, that can honestly mean about anything. So she was in a shelter in rural North Georgia, and she got really, really shy in the shelter. The noises obviously had to have bothered her. And I know that now, watching her behavior, like when she goes to the vet or anything like that, I can tell the loud dog noises really get to her. But she was very, very shy in the shelter, so she wouldn't approach anybody. And she was not getting adopted, so they put her on the euthanasia list. And a rescue group out of the area where I used to live saw her on the euthanasia list, and they're a kind of rescue group that really truly goes for the ones that are unloved. So the ones that are on the euthanasia list, the ones that are injured, the ones that need a medical care and treatment, that rescue group aims to go for those those dogs first. It is an all dog rescue group. They do not have other animals. It's just all dogs. Shout out to Barkville Dog Rescue out of Jasper, Georgia. They have people that foster and adopt all over the metro Atlanta area, but I believe their headquarters is in Jasper. But they treat their dogs amazing, and they give all those poor little critters that don't have a chance. So anyway, so go back to the story and the origin of Indy. We had lost our dog Diada from canine lymphoma. Dia was a rescue as well. The county next to the county we lived in found her wandering in the woods, and it looked like she had just had a litter of puppies and then was dumped in the woods. And we did doggy DNA on her after we adopted her. She is a boxer mastiff mix. They had listed her as a pit mix. But yeah, no, she was a boxer mastiff mix. Beautiful dog, big girl. She was about 80 pounds, but a giant teddy bear. And she absolutely adored people, everybody. Kids could climb on her, anything. She loved people. Hated other dogs. Now, she was not aggressive. She was just reactive. She did not want to be around other dogs. I would suspect that was partly because of her lifestyle, kind of fending for herself in the woods for who knows how long. I mean, it wasn't too long, but she could have been in like a puppy mill kind of situation. There's no telling, but she definitely was not a fan of other dogs. So we had her for a couple years. It was actually on my husband's birthday. She had her head hanging out the window, enjoying life. My husband had taken the day off work, so we were spending the day together playing around, and Dia had her head hanging out the window. And I looked in my rearview mirror and I was like, something looks funny with Dia's neck. And I am a hypersensitive dog mom. I'm the kind of dog mom that feels all over my dog and like, there's a lump. What is that? Or, ooh, that feels weird. Let's go have it checked out. I probably spend more in vet bills than I should, but I also have pet insurance. But, and by the way, you should get pet insurance. I know it's an expense out of pocket, but it paid for all of Dia's treatment. So, not that we did a whole lot because we ended up not going through chemo with her because the chances were short. But she developed canine lymphoma completely out of the blue. We tried prednisone to keep her comfortable. Unfortunately, even the prednisone, it was just her lymphoma was way too advanced. It manifested itself very late in the process. So we did not actually even get a full month with our precious girl. Now, y'all are going to think I'm crazy. Clearly, I'm a dog mom. I love my dogs. But we did a bucket list with Dia. Yeah, she was my girl. And we were like, let's just do fun stuff with her. We don't have much time left. We had, I'm having trouble today. Talking and diamond painting is just not cooperating with me today. We had did a bucket list. And by the way, this is not the putty. It's user error. I'm just not picking up drills well. Lost my train of thought. Sorry. So the bucket list, we took Dia to a fire station. We have the greatest picture of the three of us at the fire station with a fire truck. It was so much fun. And they were so supportive. They let us take her all around the fire station and see different things. They gave her treats. It was really fun. We had a great time. And I think I'm just going to single place y'all because clearly me talking and multi-placing is not working well. Okay, so we took her to the police station. She got to run around the police station. Let's see. She had fun with that because they have the, police canines. There were police canines out of that office. So there were smells everywhere. So she had a ball running around in there, getting all kinds of attention from the police officers. And then we had her scheduled to go to we had a small airport in town. We were going to take her to the local small airport and get her picture taken with a plane. I will not put my dogs on a plane unless I absolutely had to. That's a whole nother story, but dogs flying, especially if they have to be in the belly of the plane, it's very, very traumatic for a dog. And it can cause issues. In my dog training, if you see dogs that are scared and have noise things and that came from a breeder that flew, most likely a lot of their fears came from that plane flight. Yeah, I will, if I have to take my dog somewhere, I will figure out how to drive, because I don't want to, especially Indiana, she's already had a hard enough time. So, let's see. So then, we had her scheduled to go to the airport, and, unfortunately she got a really bad turn and couldn't breathe one night. And, so we made the appointment, and 2 days later, we said goodbye to her at our vet's office. And they loved her too. They still have her pictures up in our old vet office. And they did it during their staff work time. Like every Wednesday, they take 2 hours and they do like staff development time. And, we did it during staff development time. So, all the staff could be there, and people came in that were off work. I mean, it was just the most precious thing. So our girl was surrounded with all kinds of love. That was awesome. But anyway, back to Indiana. That was Dia's story. So, we were like, our last dog, we had an English Bulldog named Guinevere Victoria, or Gwynnie for short. And after she passed, it took us 7 years before we found Dia. And I told my husband, I am not waiting 7 years again for another dog. We got to find another dog. So we gave it, Dia passed in October. And it wasn't that I was trying to replace Dia. It was just my house was too quiet and I wanted to give love to another dog, and our vet, they're absolutely amazing people. Shout out to our former vet, Riverstone Animal Hospital in Canton, Georgia. Not that they will ever see this, but shout out to them. They encouraged me, like, Jenny, you are a phenomenal dog mom. Your husband's a great dog dad. We need to, you guys need to adopt again, of course at your timing. But she's looked at me. It's a husband and wife that own the business. They have other doctors in the office too, which are great. But she looked at me and she said, Dio will bring you the right dog. And that just warmed my heart. So it had been a couple weeks, and I just started going on petfinder.com, and I'm like, I don't even know. I went to the local animal shelters by myself just to see if there was anything that jumped out that maybe I would bring Steve back. He was working and all, and it was kind of healing to see other dogs, and just nothing was jumping out. Then I found Barkville Dog Rescue from Pet Finder, and they were, they had a lot of dogs on their Pet Finder, and I was like, So we saw a couple, and they had good descriptions, and they were a little bit smaller. Steve kind of wanted to go back to staying in that like 40 to 50 pound range, because Dia was a big girl. And so we were looking. There was a few that we looked at. There was a few that we met. And there was this dog that kept popping up in the search. Her name was Indiana. My husband wants female dogs. He just prefers that. So I was like, yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter to me. I just want a dog. And she kept popping up, and she looked really tiny in her pictures. I was like, I don't know, babe. I know it says that she's like 42 pounds or something. I was like, but she just seems kind of small. And I kind of kept looking at her. We met two, and they were absolutely not a fit. Not even remotely. Like, it was a sweet dog, but yeah, not the dogs for us. So we were in the Barkville system, and I just finally looked at Steve and I said, okay, I am originally from the state of Indiana. That is where my family, and a lot of my family still is. But, yeah, that is where I'm originally from. And I was like, I'm not going to get a dog with the name Indiana. That's just, a little much. I'm not going to get this dog because of its name. But Steve was like, let's just meet her. We don't have to commit to anything, just like the other dogs. Let's just meet. I'm like, okay, fine. So I get in touch with them. The foster mom, Jenna, gets in touch with me and says, hey, we'd love to bring her out to your house, meet you guys, let you meet her. And I was like, okay. So Jenna brings her to our house. Indiana obviously rode in the car well. She had a cute little seatbelt and stuff, but she just seemed like a happy girl. She jumps out of the car. She sniffs for a minute and then runs right over to my husband and I. And then just starts running around the yard playing. So we took her to the backyard where it was fenced and she could really run. And she did. And she played with us. She found a toy of Dia's in the backyard and was playing with us with that. And she was just a lot of fun. And it was getting it was like early November, I think. Dia passed mid-October, and this was like mid-November. And so we're getting a little chilly. So I was like, well, let's just go ahead and go inside. She so cutely sat and waited at the door before she entered. Entered the house. I'll tell you all, these drills are not the greatest. They're not consistent sizes, so they get stuck in the grooves of the tray. So, yeah, it's been a little challenging. Okay. So she just like instantly, felt at home. She came in our house. Of course, she smelled all of Dia's old smells. So she played. The foster mom did tell us, and the foster dad was there too, Nate and Jenna. They did tell us that she kind of resource guarded soft toys. Didn't think much of that. It's easy to keep soft toys from a dog. She did find a Dia toy that I had missed when I'd picked up all of Dia's stuff after she passed away. So I was like, oh, okay. She does have a little nose on her. She was listed as a Plot Hound mix. Didn't know much about those kind of dogs, so we knew we were going to have to look that up. But she really fit in right away. And so we were pretty excited about, getting to know her more. She left. I reached out to Jenna and Nate. I believe they were going on vacation for Thanksgiving or something to that effect. And so it came about that we were home for Thanksgiving, and we said that we would kind of watch her and potentially foster to adopt. So we got her to our house, and oh my goodness, she settled in so quick to our life. And after 24 hours, we both looked at each other and said, okay, we have to adopt this dog. So over Thanksgiving, we sent an email to the Barkville group and started the paperwork to adopt her. Well, all that being said, as we learned from the foster parents, which we're still friends with them. We still talk to them. They're just sweet people. That Indy we got her paperwork from the shelter and that kind of stuff. She had been in the shelter for like 8 months, I think. And she was just so shy. She was not getting adopted. So Barkville got her. And then she was getting no attention on the Barkville website, which was really sad. And of course we reach out, and Jenna told me that Indiana, the people that had met her, she wouldn't go anywhere near them. She was just so shy. She'd just hang and cling to Nate and Jenna. So she just was not getting adopted. And Jenna said when she saw Indiana immediately come up to us, she knew we were her family. And so that makes me feel really good even to today. We were meant to have this girl. We did think about changing her name, but she was over 2, and that just wasn't going to happen. She liked her name, so we call her Indy. Her name is Indiana. We've had some challenges. Oh, crap, I missed 2. We had some challenges that we have worked through. We got into some training because of that resource guarding. She did go a little too far with me once. Did not break skin or anything like that, but she kind of followed me because I was touching a toy and she was not happy about it. And so we took her into some training, got some tips, and then they introduced us to scent work with her, where they smell out things, and we got into that, and that changed that dog completely. Indiana is a totally different dog than she was when we got her. She found confidence. She can now have soft toys. Now I do it in moderation. She can only have it for 10-15 minutes. Otherwise, she does start resource guarding it. So instead of pulling it away from her, I just get really stupid, small, very, very cheap toys. And that way it really does only take her 10-15 minutes. She is a destroyer of soft toys. So, yeah, she's grown so much. And because of her and watching her transformation, we did a bunch of classes at our trainer, and I was doing well with Indiana, and the owner and I became friends, and we got talking, and she offered me a position in her dog training academy. So I went for it. So now I am a certified dog trainer, level 1 dog trainer in the state of Georgia. And I love it. I think I said in my first whip and chat, I don't do it for money due to my disability, being on disability and my lupus. It would just be too much, and I don't want to cancel on people. Like if I had a class and I was having a bad day, it would make me feel awful. So I am looking to, once we get more comfortable, I said this before, is volunteer at our local shelter that I can give them basic obedience there. So I do some behavioral, and I do a lot of basic obedience. So that is me. That is Indiana. She is forever my baby. So she kind of rules the roost. I guess like if you had a kid, I don't have kids, can't have children. So I, do baby her. She's my little love nug, and you probably hear me say that a lot. She's my love nug. But so she is my priority, and right now I'm doing this whip and chat because she is sound asleep because I did drug her so much last night because of the storms. So taking advantage of her sleepy time to do some diamond painting and chat with you all. Well, I knew I would get talking about dogs and not stop talking about dogs because it is a passion. So I'm really sorry that all this has been about dogs and you may be totally disinterested now. But I promise I'll talk about other fun things in the future, not just dogs. But I just kind of another little mini intro into me and intro into my world since I don't have kids. I know a lot of people talk about their kids on their whip and chats or about life and stuff. And so mine is my dog. That's, that is my world. That is my life. So, I'm glad y'all don't mind being along for the ride. So off the dog topic a little bit. I don't want to ramble too long on y'all. But some of my other passions is chainmail jewelry. That's when you take little jump rings and link them together and make patterns and pieces. I love doing that. I'm a big reader. Love me some movies. Got a lot of movies here at the house. Don't like going to the movie theater. They kind of creep me out. Probably in part because I know somebody who got lice from the movie theater, and that freaks me out. I'm not a germaphobe, but yeah, no, that just was too much. And I just don't like the crowds. I don't like people all up on me. So I'd rather wait till the movie comes out on streaming and be in my pajamas and my comfy clothes and be able to get what I want to eat or drink and it not costing an arm and a leg. So that is why I wait. Like I hear about all these great movies and that's awesome and wonderful, and then I put it in my, hey, let's watch that when it comes out list. And so hubby's all about that too. My husband was a musician, younger ages, and before I ever met him or even knew he existed, because he is a Georgia boy, born and raised. And so I think he just doesn't like crowds anymore. He lived that life and yeah, doesn't want to do it anymore. So he really just toured here in Georgia. He was didn't really do a national scene. Had some opportunities with some record deals, and typical music industry. Some things fell through. So I cried. But he did play around here in Georgia a lot, and this is kind of the 80s, 90s. My husband is a few years older than I am, but we always laugh that I'm more mature and he's more immature, so we meet in the middle. But so I'm hoping I can maybe convince him to let me use some of his music for like intros like my whipping chats and stuff. It would be so much fun. And I just love hearing him sing. I don't know. I get goosebumps probably because I know him. And everybody will probably not like his music or something, but I don't know. If I heard his voice before at the opening of one of my videos, I would totally get the goosebumps. But I do love him, so that probably plays a part in that. So I'm a big reader, big movie person. Oops. And let's see, of course I love diamond painting. I've been diamond painting since 2019. What else? I guess that's probably a good summary for today. I feel like I just totally focused on dog stuff. I'm sorry I got rambling on all about the dogs, but yeah, it's a passion. Guess it is like with people with their kids. This week is kind of a calm week since it's 4th of July week. In the comments, let me know what you're doing. Are you doing anything fun for the 4th of July? Do you let off fireworks? Does your dog like fireworks? Do you have pets that freak out with the fireworks? If you do have pets that freak out, what works for them? I'm just kind of curious because every animal's different. Like Indiana gets her meds and I hold her. That's what consoles her. Dia would put her thunder vest on and she'd just go hide under my clothes in the closet and be fine. So every dog is different. Every animal's different. So if you have dogs, cats, whatever, let me know. What do they, how do they respond to the fireworks? And do you let off fireworks? Is it a fun holiday for you? I know if you're watching and you are Canadian or anything, you don't have the 4th of July, but you're celebrating Canada Day today. So happy Canada Day to all the Canadians. My dad has a cabin in Canada. So yeah, I love our Canadians. So happy Canada Day. And then we'll have our 4th of July. And let's see. And yes, if you can see this in the video, I'm not looking up. If you can see what I'm doing, because these drills are just not very uniform. I'm like stabbing it and sliding it up out of my lines because I'm tired of fighting these ones that get stuck in there. And they're just close enough in size that I can use them, but they're a little too big to be in the grids of the drill tray. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. Yeah, so 4th of July, I will most likely do a whip and chat next week, and then I will be MIA for I don't know how long. I am having arthroscopic knee surgery on July 16th, so please send good vibes, prayers, whatever, because with my lupus, every surgery is a little more chancy. So if you'll just send the happy vibes, I appreciate it. I know I'll be fine. I had arthroscopic hip surgery back in 2018 and did great. And that recovery was way more advanced than this recovery will be. But I still won't be weight bearing for 4 to 6 weeks. So I'll be limited on how I get around. So setting up my camera in here is probably not going to be feasible for me, and probably not setting it up in the living room either, because trying to get stuff around and moved and all that just probably not gonna go well, at least for the first couple weeks. But I will try to be on people's lives and be in the community. I'm going to participate in Oz in Og with Shay in August, so I'm going to be kitting up the kit that I'm going to do for that. And that will be ready to go. So when I'm in recovery mode, I'm not trying to kit up and that kind of thing. I'll probably work on this guy, stitch a little bit as I'm in recovery. I just don't know how much time I'll get in my craft room. So people keep the videos coming, because that's probably going to be my entertainment for my diamond painting entertainment for a hot bit. I do have a lap tray and I do have my drills on a rolling cart, so I can potentially have my husband roll my stuff out in the morning before he goes to work so that I have access to it. Because me trying to roll it and walk on a walker and not put weight on my leg is, yeah, that's just a recipe for disaster. I'm a complete klutz. So anyway, well, I have officially rambled. I can tell I'm rambling. I am so sorry, guys. But thanks for sitting along with me while I do some diamond painting on Stitch here. And I hope everybody has a great week. Have a good holiday for the Canadians today. Have a good holiday for everybody celebrating 4th of July. And hope everybody has a good one. I'll see you next week. And until then, happy diamond painting, happy crafting, and lots of smiles. Bye, guys.